culture. So, that's how you try to erase your traces from the crime scene. Dover tried to blackmail me by using his knowledge of my taste disorder. If I didn't want it to become public, I was to pay him a large sum. So that's the reason why you killed Isaac Dover. Exactly. What reason do I have to let those who have struck me live? He was the one who drew first blood. I simply gave him his just desserts. So that was his motive. I carried the rock salt lamp that bore my blood into Dover's room. Then I came up with a hiding place where it would not be easily found. I get it. That room contained plenty of tools for sculpting sherbet. Your deduction is spot on, Sir Attorney. It was the ideal place to shave away rock salt. I then proceeded to coat the surface of the sherbet layer with vast amounts of the salty mixture. Why? Why did you try to pin the crime on Monsieur Master? You're wrong to blame me for that, Lady Catherine. If not for your unnecessary meddling, Sir Master would never have been a suspect. Why do you think I hid the murder weapon and the fluorescent cloth in Lady Delicia's room? There's only one reason why you'd place a murder weapon in someone else's room. You wanted to pin the crime on Delicia. Oh, it's her foot that catches it. Me? Yes, that is correct. Gusty, why? Why me? As one who sought to be the world's best confectioner, I greatly respected Sir Master. It was never my intention to cast suspicion on him, but an insolent woman who dared to sully the contest with fake desserts, I had no problem letting you, or letting someone like you, take the blame for the crime. That makes me sad. What a response. If you hadn't snacked on other people's desserts, the body would never have been found. It was when Sir Master would be judging Lady Delicia's room, that's when I finally saw an opportunity to freeze the body, but before I could move the body, Lady Catherine had already discovered it. Why did you need to freeze Monsieur Dover's body? Why indeed? Monsieur Edgeworth, please tell us, why would Monsieur Gustavia have needed to freeze the body? To throw off the time of death. Miss Gustavia intended to freeze the body in order to throw off the time of death. If the time of death had coincided with the tea party, Miss Gustavia would have been suspected. That is correct. Preparations were necessary to freeze the body. While I was preparing in Dover's room, I placed the body in the treasure chest in Sir Master's room. I could think of no better hiding place at that time. But thanks to that gluttonous pharmacist, the lid of the chest broke. But why did you disguise him as an ice sculpture? Once the body was discovered, there would be no time to throw off the time of death. To buy time, you needed to hide it someplace safe, or someplace else. How horrid! How could you hide Monsieur Dover's body within one of his own works? It all would have worked out if the body hadn't been discovered while it was in Sir Master's room. If everything had gone according to plan, Sir Master would never have been arrested. So because I discovered the body, it's my fault Monsieur Master was... Kate, don't take his words to heart. Even if suspicion hadn't fallen on Mr. Master, Miss Delicious would have taken the fall. No matter who he targeted, the one at fault here is Mr. Gustavia himself. The detective in charge of the initial investigation was also a dunce. To think that he never reported the missing body to the prosecutor. Prosecutor von Karma indicted Mr. Master without knowing the body had vanished. I see. That would explain why he looked so flustered at the crime scene. Although, it's something that would stand out if you read the official documents. Could someone have intentionally distorted the information? At any rate, von Karma found out about the missing body after he had made his indictment. And if he had let one person be acquitted, he'd have a stain on his much-prided perfect record. That's why he concealed the fact that the body was hidden, and had Mr. Master declared guilty. What are you saying? For 18 years, that man has taken the blame for your crimes. Don't you feel anything at all? I don't care what you say. What a monster! I'm arresting him right here, right now, sir. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that will be impossible. So, you figured it out. That's correct. You have no right to sentence me. What? But the culprit is standing right in front of us. Allow me to tell you the reason why you can't arrest me. Oh. Why you can't arrest me. It's been 18 years since I murdered Dover. The statute of limitations for the murder in this country is 15 years, is it not? In other words, it's impossible for you to arrest me. I only confessed my crime because the statute of limitations had expired. Had it though? Statute of limitations is 15 years. Yes, in this country. But in the book, it even explicitly states, if the suspect leaves the country, the statute of limitations is put on hold or is frozen, whatever term you want to use, until they step foot back into the country. So if he was gone from the country for, I don't know, if it was longer than 3 years, then he's still under the statute of limitations. Ha! He's fucked. Mr. Edgeworth? Is there nothing we can do? As long as the statute of limitations remains, arresting him is impossible. Not true. No way. My sincerest apologies, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Neither Mr. Gustavia's testimony nor your logic can be taken as official legal proof. The verdict of the trial 18 years ago cannot be overturned. Huh? What about the fact that Mr. Dover's body was hidden? Even if we can't arrest Mr. Gustavia, this should at least earn Mr. Master a retrial. Really? I wonder about that. Overturning a verdict of the Goddess of Law is much harder than you think. Is the PIC trying to justify the verdict from 18 years ago? How unfortunate, Sir Prosecutor. Is there nothing I can do? Is there no way to continue pursuing Mr. Gustavia? Oh, there is. God, it's so simple. No matter how many years have passed, your sin will never fade. So, Prosecutor, I'm sure you must have realised by now. There's no way you can arrest me. Arresting you would be a piece of cake for someone like Mr. Edgeworth. Isn't that right, sir? I don't think it will be that simple. It's impossible for you to arrest me. Statute of limitations for murder in this country is 15 years. It's possible that some of your actions 18 years ago were not affected by the statute. It's been so long, I've got nothing left to hide. Ask me anything you'd like. Very well. Could you explain to me what you did during these past 18 years? Certainly. After the contest, the medicine from the recipe book allowed me to fully cure my taste disorder. I then immediately headed to Zhengfa to train my design skills. So he wasn't seen ever since that case because he was in a foreign country. Indeed. And I'm certain that I went abroad to train. About 1 year after that case, right before Sir Master's final trial began. And thanks to my training, I am now a confectioner unparalleled in both taste and design. You should not be proud of a position earned through the sacrifices of others. You can't bake a cake without breaking a few eggs. Sacrifices were necessary for my goal. That's horrible. Say what you will. The fact still remains that you cannot arrest me. I have to get more information out of Mr. Gustavia. Was there anything of note in his recent testimony? His training in Zhengfa. Could you please add the details about your training in Zhengfa to your testimony? Certainly. And there, boom. Afterwards I trained in Zhengfa to become the world's best confectioner. And you have proved your undoing. That's not what I wanted. One of the conditions regarding the statute of limitations for murder is as follows. If the suspect flees to a foreign country, the time limit is on hold until the suspect returns. So the statute of limitations was suspended while you were overseas. That's right! The statute of limitations stopped while you were training in Zengfar. The question is, how long was he there for? Indeed, it's possible that the statute of limitations has not expired yet. Mr. Gustavia, please tell us how long you've stayed in Zengfar. Uh-oh. It would be exactly 3 years. You watch, it runs out. 3 years, wait. Let's calmly think this over. The case occurred 18 years ago. The statute of limitations is 15 years, and he was away for 3. 15 plus 3 is exactly 18 years. I'm sure of it. Really? Mr. Edgeworth, we did it. The statute of limitations hadn't expired yet. Oh. Exactly 18 years, you say? How amusing. So, he realised. Why are you laughing? The statute of limitations still applies. Okay, it's frustrating, but the case occurred in December. It's April now, which means it's 4 months past. Strictly speaking, the case occurred 18 years and 4 months ago. Fuck. His stay abroad wasn't quite enough. We were just a few months short. Not enough. That's... Like I said, it's impossible for you to arrest me. He must have known all about this when he confessed to his crime. Prosecutor Edgeworth, it really is a shame. If it was just 1 year earlier, the statute of limitations would not have run out. Those who undermine the goddess of law, or law's verdict, must bear the burden of their crimes. It seems you are simply incapable. Oof. Wow. This can't be the end. So, Monsieur Gustavia really is beyond the law's reach. Kate, what are you thinking?
Objection!
Hey! If you're thinking of taking matters into your own hands, I implore you to reconsider. There still might be a way to bring this man to justice. What? Miles, remember the facts of the case 18 years ago. Just as you were mistaken earlier, it seems Mr. Gustavia has also overlooked one key detail. Overlooked? He wasn't present during Mr. Messer's final trial. So he doesn't know the outcome of the trial. There may yet be a way for you to arrest him. Miles, look over that book on the statute of limitations again. 17 years ago, Messer was falsely declared guilty for a serious crime. Thanks to that verdict, we aren't out of ammunition just yet. Mr. Shields, you don't mean... I really want to have a look at what he means. So... Oh! If possible accomplices are on trial, the countdown is stopped until the verdict is reached and then resumed. So it would appear he still has time. I think. I also never read this, did I? I don't think so. Right, so... Right, okay. Suspect data Jeffrey Master... Oh, there it is! After his kill and confession, he was convicted as an accomplice. So we could pin it as... he was an accomplice to Gustavia. His victim body vanished, there appears to be no autopsy report, is that the true reason? Alright, oh yeah, whoops. Those who undermine the goddess of law's verdict must bear the burden of their crimes. I am Mr. Master's attorney. I can't use his suffering as a weapon in good conscience. For that reason, I leave the rest up to you. Alright. The trial my father and Von Karma battled over. Can I use that to arrest Mr. Gustavia? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Of course. Oh! Oh! Oh, I was waiting for him to point. My father and Von Karma, their paths diverged. One revealed the truth, the other concealed it. The path that I choose is the one that reveals the truth. I see no further reason to prolong this trial. I hereby find Dane Gustavia not guilty. Yeah, fuck yourself and your stupid verdicts. Overruled. Gustavia will stand in court for his crimes. Do you mean to say you have found a way to arrest Mr. Gustavia? Exactly. I'll show Judge Courtney the evidence that will shatter the statute of limitations. It's under this.
Take that!
Not victim data, suspect data. The I7 case file, which page are you referring to? The suspect data page. At the trial, Jeffrey Master was found guilty of being an accomplice to murder. And it took 1 year to arrive at this verdict. Right, that is indeed true. This book lists conditions in which the statute of limitations can be put on hold. There we go. The first, as I have said earlier, is if the suspect flees to a foreign country, but there's one more. So basically, the statute of limitations runs out in December of this year. If possible accomplices are on trial, the countdown is stopped until the verdict is reached. What are you saying? So Master was found to be an accomplice? That's right. Mr. Master was sentenced after you had left for your trip to Zhengfa. And he was found guilty not of being a culprit, but of being an accomplice. But it seems you didn't know that. That's absurd. Sir Master never committed any crime to begin with. You should certainly know this. Of course we do. That is why we are going to free him. To that end, we will shatter the one remaining obstacle in our way, the statute of limitations. You fled to Zhengfa for 3 years, and Jeffrey Master was being tried as an accomplice for 1 year. Put it all together, we see that the total time limit for this case is 19 years. In other words, the statute of limitations is not over for you yet. Oh boy, the Goddess of Law is unerring in her judgments. However, it seems that the prosecutor at the time was not. I cannot believe it, but it seems like the case will have to be reopened. This is absurd. You cannot arrest me. For the last 18 years, an innocent man has suffered greatly in your stead. Mr. Gustavia, it's now time for you to atone for your crimes. I had finally earned my place as the greatest confectioner in the world. To achieve that goal, I cast everything aside, even my own son. What a shame. You can't run from your crimes any longer. Breakdown? Please have a breakdown. Oh yeah. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh, he's making himself. Oh wow. It's pretty cool. That was interesting. What a case! Jesus. My throat hurts. Dick Gustavia has been taken into custody, sir. Yeah. So, you're up next, right? Yes, I understand. Ah, Kate. Everyone, I am truly sorry for all the trouble I've caused. And thank you very much for catching Monsieur Gustavia. What you did cannot be overlooked. Even if the crimes you committed were in response to a past injustice. As a prosecutor, I am terribly sorry for what happened. No, I'm only getting what I deserve, since I was the cause of all this. Kate, will you have me as your attorney? I'm not quite the same useless kid I was 18 years ago. I won't let them find you guilty. Ah, oh, Monsieur Shields, yes. Thank you so much. Look at her face. Aww. Yay! We did it! Sorry to interrupt, but it's time to go. Yes, alright. There she goes. Judge Courtney? I can't help but feel that you've been dishonest with me. Dishonest? Whatever do you mean? You said that the verdict could not be overturned, but that was not the case. A re-investigation and retrial were obviously required as soon as the missing body was found. I have no need to answer you. It seems she doesn't intend to ever give me an answer. Prosecutor Edgeworth, the PIC has you in its sights. They will receive a report on everything you did here today. And you will most likely be required to appear before them. You make it sound like I should care. Whoop whoop. Now then, I shall take my leave. Bye-bye. Man. Hold on. Mr. Edgeworth caught the real bad guy. Didn't he do his job as a prosecutor? No matter how things turn out, I will never regret what I did here today. Mr. Edgeworth. Hey, Prosecutor Edgeworth. What is it? Why are you always sticking your nose into cases that you're not even involved with? My duty is to reveal the truth. Not only as a prosecutor, it's just who I am. I don't get it. As long as you continue to think that being the best is all that matters, I doubt you ever will. Well, I don't get that either. I'm going home. Oh, that was great. What was that all about? There's much he still needs to learn. Miley! What is it? I knew Greggy's son could do it. I think I might be falling for you. Oh god. Thanks for helping Jeffy. Yeah, well, yo, Edgy, great job solving that case. Well, I was busy drawing, so I really didn't catch all of it. Huh? Where did Katie and Justy run off to? Maurice, you really weren't paying much attention at all, were you? Well, I hate to admit it, but Larry's doodles actually helped us out a few times. I should say something nice to him. Don't glare at me like that, I'm sorry. It was not my intent to glare at you. That patented Edgeworth glare. You're just like your old man. Is that so? Well then, Uncle Ray's gonna go pay Mr. Master a visit. You guys want to tag along? I'd be happy to accompany you. Oh, me too. Visitor's room. So, this is Jeffrey Master. What's he like? Oh, he's a really nice and gentle guy. He's still doing his best to make people happy. He actually cooks desserts for the inmates. Nowadays, all the prisoners and guards look forward to... snack time at 3 o'clock. Well, that's nice. I want to eat his desserts too. So, the chocolate cake we saw in the prison the other day, he was the one who made it. Ah. Oh my god. Oh, Gummy, why are you here? I heard everybody was coming to visit, so I escorted Mr. Master myself. Hello one and all, I am Jeffrey Master. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, at your service. And I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday. Oh, it is a pleasure to meet you all. Mr. Master, Miles is your old defense attorney's son. You mean Mr. Gregory's? Your father has done so much for me. And yet I betrayed his good faith when I made the false confession. I've heard the details from Mr. Shields. Mr. Master, I came here today to tell you everything we've learned about 18 years ago. 18 years ago? God, this never ends. Kate committed a crime for my sake. Why would she do such a thing? Miss Hall has been trying to prove your innocence for the past 18 years. She was willing to do whatever it took to save you. Kate, she shouldn't have gone through so much trouble for an old man who let her down. Mr. Master, I don't think you realise just how much Miss Hall cares for you. I have something here that clearly proves the two of you share an unbreakable bond. An unbreakable bond. Proof of the bond between Jeffrey Master and Catherine Hall. This should give Mr. Master some peace of mind. It's the chocolates! Oh, I was about to say, where are they?
Take that!
These chocolates, did Kate make them? She did. They're really sweet and tasty. She's been making these chocolates for the past 18 years, so that she could give them to you when you returned, or whenever you returned. Kate. Aww. I'm sure they are very, very sweet. Yes. They truly are. Unfortunately, I cannot give them to you now, but I can hand them over later in secret, pal. It is against the rules, but right now I don't have the authority to stop him. Thank you very much. Say, you remind me of an old friend. Do you know of a Detective Bad? Of course I do. Detective Bad is my #1 role model, pal. How uncanny. Talk about fate. Mr. Master, it's looking like we'll be able to get you out soon. I can only apologise that it took 18 years to do so. Raymond, I'm the one who should be apologising. No, that's not it. What I really should be saying is... thank you. Mr. Master, now it's my turn to wait for Kate. I'll make her favourite sweets every day until she returns. Please look after her, Raymond. You got it. Is that going to be the end? Or is there going to be more? The IO7 incident, the case I inherited from my father. After 18 long years, it's finally coming to a close. Hey, there we go. Miles, thanks for today. I am sorry for leaving that final decision to you. No, I made that decision of my own free will. Huh? What are you talking about? To arrest Gustavia, we had no choice but to use Mr. Master's false charge. To use Mr. Master's false charge, which I was originally supposed to protect him from, the attorney inside of me simply could not do it. So that's how it was. But, after this, Uncle Ray's going to try to clear away that false charge as well. Yes, I understand. What? But, if they find out about the false charge, they won't be able to arrest Mr. Gustavia, right? That's true. It sure is a contradiction in the law. The way the law is right now, it isn't always completely right. A contradiction in the law. Well, who knows what will happen? The law evolves and grows, just like all of us do. Just like Uncle Ray and Miles have grown up. You know. People in the law. Both grow. Miles. To fight crime as a prosecutor, or to save people as a defense attorney, I want you to think carefully about how you want to live your life from now on. I will. Well, if you ask Uncle Ray, you'll always be welcome down at the office. Of course. Alrighty then. Looks like it's time for Uncle Ray to get going. Next time I see you, I'll be sure to thank you again. Really though, thanks for today. As he waves us away. Hey! Mr. Shields seems to be in a bit of a hurry. Indeed. I should be the one thanking him. I was able to face my father's last case because of him. When I was young, I wanted to become a great defense attorney, like my father. However, under Prosecutor von Karma, I learned the ways of a prosecutor. Thanks to a certain friend, I was able to discover my own path in life. However, right now, there are forces trying to take me off the prosecutor's path. Oh ho! Name of the game. Maybe now is the perfect time to think about how I should live my life. And there it is. Wait, it's still in over? Jesus! It just don't end. Gregory, I'm sorry that it took so long. Aww. It may have taken 18 years, but finally, we've proven Mr. Master's innocence. Miles, your son, helped me with that. The way he fought for the truth. He was just like you, Gregory. Oh, that's the picture! Oh my god, look at him. I'm still not the kind of attorney you were, but I will forever carry on the convictions I inherited from you. And if I can... Oh man, that's great. Together with him. Aw, that's such a bittersweet ending. To fight crime as a prosecutor, or to save people as a defense attorney. The path I choose is... the truth. Oh, I was not even gonna say. The end. Yeah, of course. Penis! Alright. Well, I had some, random internet issues towards the end of this. I don't even know if this got split up into a separate bloody stream. If it did, that's fucking annoying. And if it did, I'll probably just delete the shorter one. Unless there's a way of joining them together. I'll have to look into it. Either way, that is going to be the end of this session. I finally finished the case. It took me 3 hours, so I'm kind of glad I had the tech difficulties. They're annoying as fuck, but I'm glad I ran into them. Mostly because it would have taken me 5 hours to actually complete the case, and I would have been dead by the end of that. So, yeah. Either way, that is going to be the end of this session. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, take care.